Good morning. Good morning and welcome to live Facebook video. This is my first try at doing a video live. I'm using my fabulous new tool. I bought a 2020 iPad Pro and the Magic Keyboard, and so this is a test of using it far away from my house. I also amplified my Wi-Fi system so that I have 1,000 linear feet of gigablast Wi-Fi on my property, which is really important. I have a lot of property and I have multiple buildings, and so I couldn't do anything live or do any Wi-Fi work outside my house, really. And then we started researching and had some dear people help me and get better infrastructure here, and then more Wi-Fi from Cox, of course. I'm in a historically low income and African American neighborhood, the lower Ninth Ward, and the internet infrastructure over here is bleak, to say the least, and to get better service and equipment or just cable lines is just, they just don't do it until you really fuss and pay. So I fussed and paid and I have it now. So we're going to do the forecast for the United States with the coronavirus event, which is what I was originally doing. And I remember thinking about last reading, which was about 3 weeks ago, really, not keeping up with my reading work, public reading work, and thinking at the time, gee, there's a lot of activity in the U.S. There's so much back and forth. There's so much discussion. There's so much live people, like interacting way faster than I thought it would be happening with the reopening. So looking back on that, we can see that we have an accumulated soup of activity from the riots and the Black Lives Matter movement, by the way, which I am for. I'm not a fan of violence, don't get me wrong, but I've certainly seen times where you have to really put your foot down and be really physically vocal about what we need as people on the planet, what everyone needs as people on the planet. So I want to thank my cousin Robin Miller, who sent me a map. This might be backwards. I think Apple does a better job at changing the text so that you're seeing it correctly, even though I'm not seeing it correctly. Anyway, it's the United States in 4 quadrants. And I have to be honest, there's a lot of states that are in different quadrants than I thought they were in. So, I'm going to study the map. I've camped and hiked in every state in the United States except for Alaska and Hawaii. I've done a tremendous amount of road travel and hiking, camping, especially in all the American Indian reservations. So I'm proud of that. But over the long period of my life, with all the travel I've done, I didn't remember where the states are, so got a map. And that way, when we say the Northeast, the Northwest, the Southwest, or the Southeast, we can delineate what's what. I'll hold that up again. So what I want to do today quickly and not be too long on Facebook is, and making sure that I am still alive and that my whole system is working. So excited about it. Didn't comb my hair. Don't comb my hair too much anyway. It's okay. We want to look at the quadrants and what's happening in these sections of the United States in terms of safety, public health, the spread of coronavirus or the lack thereof, other things going on in our country with the people. If there's warnings about government and warnings about locations, I'm going to give those out. I don't mind doing that. I've been really busy reading at home, and then we've been open for 2 weeks at the shops in the French Quarter in a minimum way. I don't want to, say that everything's up and running the way it was. It's not. It's very minimal. We have masks. I have plastic shields around me in my booth. I have a plastic face shield, and I can choose the shield or the mask. The plastic barriers are always there. Can't work in gloves. Can't do it with my tarot cards, but I feel okay. We've got hand sanitizer every 3 feet and attached to the wall, and our owners done an extraordinary job about getting shipments of sprays, wipes, hand sanitizer, masks, gloves, face shields, plexiglass shields. They have bought and put in place for us. So You know, I know businesses do that, but you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. We're going through a lot of stuff every day. We're going through a lot of disposable masks and wipes and hand sanitizers. We're really giving it to the customers too. So I really love that. So we're looking at the United States, L.A. Barnes, as the 4 quadrants. And I'm laying them out on my table in those 4 quadrants. And what we want to focus on is tell us about how things are going in these sections of the country, okay? All right, universe. I always talk to the universe. I think that's a good general idea. Because guess what? We don't really know what's going on in the universe. We know more if you work on it, if you're an occult student and you change your brain to allow for more knowledge to come in. Most people don't do that, so I still know I don't know. I don't know. So I just say the universe, be safe, you know. I know the universe likes me, though. I get really good messages from the universe. So see the 4 quadrants, universe. Here we are, honestly and authentically seeking information about our own country, the United States of America. I'd like to see the 4 quadrants, the northwest and the southwest, the northeast and the southeast quadrants, and I'd like to see, I'm going to put 4 cards down for each quadrant, what's happening in these areas. What's happening in these areas? I need to see things on the ground. Coronavirus issues and safety. We've had a lot of protests. We've had a lot of mass gatherings in the South. We've had a tremendous amount of just public partying, elbow to elbow with no masks on. You know, that's just been a free-for-all. Other places, I think, have had some activity like that. Show me in the next month, June, the month of June, what's going to be happening in these 4 quadrants of the United States in the month of June. Please also provide us information about our safety and happiness and who needs us and how we may serve our fellow humans, animals, and plants. And rocks. I love the rocks. The whole universe is alive. I hope you guys know that. The whole universe is a living being of one thing that is differentiated into the many. And the many are holographically composed as the one, and therefore share in the utmost similarities, properties, and actions. So let's connect with that one field and find out. Go above our brains into the infinite field, finding true and accurate facts and information. Bring that down to us, onto the table, into the reading. The universe is infinite. It contains all information. We're seeking truth, and we're finding it now in ways we understand comfortably and easily for all. Blessed be. Amen. Not blessed be, sorry. Lie. Amen. Blessings. I say that under my breath. I can't help it. Ugh. Get in trouble for that, too. Lie. All right, northwest, southwest, northeast, southeast. All right. Well, there's a lot here, and there's a lot of back and forth. There's certainly a lot of dishevelment. I'm going to say it like that, okay? Let's start with the northwest. That's going to be Washington, Oregon, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, South Dakota, Nebraska. There's 2 Nebraskas in the northeast. No, northwest. I'm on the northwest. North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Washington. At least I know what the 2 letters mean, right? Good. Traveling, getting back on the road. You have some strong agenda. You have protocol, and you have it in place, and you're moving your population forward in good ways. Trying to really open up transportation and travel better. Really still the population in a dire condition of worry and stress. Still people in nursing homes, prisons, hospital situations. It's still really stressful. It's still really bleak. We're worried about our relatives. We're worried about our friends. that combination is really scattered for me. There's a tremendous amount of unknowns, miscommunication, poor organization with protests and government response. There's a lot of gaps, and there's a lot of things falling through the cracks in the Northeast. Please double check your information. Double check your information. If you're meeting up for protest or other activities, check in with the authorities of the protest, not necessarily government authorities, whoever the leadership is. Trying to get back to work, really trying to work on at home gardening. Everyone's gardening in the Northwest. I love that. I have gardening friends in the Northwest, dear friends, and there's the thinking about the businesses and how to sort of work things out. And really, transmissions are higher and they're increasing. I don't want to say that, but I think they are in the North. Actually, they're all over the United States, really, still. This problem's not gone. People are working better together personally, interpersonally. The structures are weak. The government structures are weak. Which you wouldn't think, as a progressive area as far as, I mean, like Washington and Oregon, the militia are more armed than you think. And they have food for 6 months only. Underground. Watch where you step. The Southwest. California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. I typically put Texas in the South just for personality style. But let's go ahead and follow this map since I asked my cards to use this map, okay? This is the Southwest. It's a big chunk. It's a lot of driving. Anybody that drives in the United States, you need to have some music on and some other activities because this is a lot of driving. Queen of Swords, this is Donald Trump. I always love this card for Donald Trump. He's kind of girly, kind of yellow, you know, thinks he's real smart, lacks vocabulary, not well educated. Private school, they put him through, but he didn't absorb a lot of it. Sorry, not negative, just, you know, hey, just dumb. Cracking down and rebellion, government rebellion against the people, against, sorry to say this, absolutely, secret control, internet control, virtual control, technical control, clamping down on systems. Sorry, not great. I don't feel great about this at all. Trying and implementing new systems that aren't working. Take care of your pets. Herding cats, clusterfuck. You guys are all over the place. This whole reading is difficult. I'm sorry. This is not going to be a great month. June's going to be stressful in a lot of ways. Cross purposes, lack of communication, mixed government response, other people working together with interference, purposeful interference. I mean, we get that. We know that's what's going on. Good old death card. I actually don't mind the death card. It's a big change coming, you know, a transformation. Please look out for violence, riots, government, military violence, lack of education, lack of intellect, complete disorganization, Southwest. I wouldn't travel too much. If it were me in the Southwest, actually the Northwest too, I would go to very highly organized protests that do not include violence. We've had some amazing protests in New Orleans, really beautiful, pretty large numbers of people, all non-violent. Every day at 6, you meet at Duncan Plaza, and they're orchestrated, and our mayor and police chief have sanctioned and authorized peaceful protest here. They made space for it right away. They met with the leaders and said, what do y'all need for your protest space? We're setting it up for you ahead of time. That's really what should be happening around the country. I'm really proud of our city. Of course, we've been black and white a really long time, and I'm not a New Orleanian, I'm a Florida girl, but I feel more integrated and more relaxed working with my other races, because there's all races in New Orleans, it's an international city, I feel more relaxed and comfortable to walk up to anybody and say, hey, what do you think? What do you need? How can I work with you? Really comfortable. So west, the whole western United States. Okay, northeast. There's a lot of little things in the Northeast. My daughter's in Boston. All our best friends are up there. Got some really dear friends there. Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and of course that's going to include Washington, D.C. Y'all aren't doing much better. A lot of unknowns still with coronavirus. There's hidden cases. There's asymptomatic people all over the place up there. You may not see the hits of positive cases because I don't think testing. That was sweat droplets. It's hot out here. I'm in my studio, in my plant studio and my art studio. I've got the air conditioning on, but it's muggy. You are not testing uniformly and you're missing a tremendous amount of positive carriers, okay? Big decisions you're trying to make in the Northeast about reopening schools, universities. I know we want to do things for everyone. We want to get going. New York's the hub, a huge economic hub. Don't ride the subway. I'm really impressed with the governors and the city leaders. They're having, in all these big cities, these big international cities, what a balancing act. I mean, the budgets are going to be rough. You're going to have to devote so much resources to coronavirus protests, social justice programs. The regular funds are going to be depleted. In fact, I'm not seeing any great amount of money in the U.S. in the first place. We're borrowing out our ass right now to pay for the coronavirus event. This is all we're kicking it down the road, but this is not gonna go away. We're gonna have to face the music with that. And governors in every area are forced right now to take programs away to provide for other things temporarily. Love the devil, chained to things. I'm focusing on New York. That's a lot of northern states with probably not as much coronavirus. I'm gonna suggest, and Canada on that side too, that your second wave is gonna be stronger and more diverse and more spread out than you realized. Protests, infrastructure, black organization, powerful. Do not use the military. That's not going to work at all. I hope that people really rise up against that. You bring in a bunch of armed military to fight protesters in the street. I mean, this reading really shows all four quadrants on the brink. Use your brain. We can solve things with this much power and energy behind the people. Be cunning. Be brilliant. Don't just throw rocks. The Southeast, my people, I can't really claim that they're my people, but, I use the word human all the time as if I'm not one. It's stressful. Human is really rough. Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. We call them the Mississippians. When there's a certain tourist month here, driving visitors, the Mississippians. They're really lovely people. They spend a lot of money on food. Okay. Don't want to face the music. We have to make some really serious decisions. We don't want to look in detail at the science or the politics. We just wanted to make a decision. I'm either for or against. Bam, that's it. I don't have to explain why. Too dumb to know why. Travel's polluted. I think there's going to be a lot of road checks, driver's license checks. It's going to crack down government-wise to inspect people and where they're going and what they're doing. Never a fan of that. I'm a free thinker. You know, I'm a free agent. I'd like to be able to move around the planet as I please. I'm a rule follower. I'm a law follower. But I feel like if you're not causing problems, you should have more freedom. I also sensed really strongly that a lot of older parents are not going to be well, and they can't reunite with their children, and the Civil War is not over. The Civil War is not over in the South. It's been a long couple of 100 years. When did it end? 1850, 1848? It didn't end in the South. I would like it to. Free of Wands is dreaming of where we want to go and business plans for the future. It's a nice card of wanting. I think this whole representation here is that we're wanting to try to do things and we can't. Thwarted and stressed in a lot of ways. And it's interesting about these cup cards. I started following and noting the cup cards in my readings in December because I kept seeing them in everyone's readings, and I was like, it's not just love life. I kept feeling like this is not love life questions. These are the cards I use for now for coronavirus carrying, okay, and contagion. Page of Cups, King of Cups, not Queen of Cups. Knight, Page, and King are the coronavirus cards in my estimation for me as a reader, okay, not for other readers, obviously. We are going to rebound too, and we're going to have more cases, although there are going to be some genuine spiritual leaders that come to the front lines and fight for peace. I love that. Maybe I'll be one of them too. I'm really going to say with this reading today that there's a tremendous amount of unrest, disorganization, overlapping problems, coronavirus, black-white protests, lack of education, lack of community connection. Please, everyone who's in leadership positions, you know, in the protest side and in the people of working with coronavirus, form online groups that post information and links to better information. You know, the more we can provide education and scientific and practical information in authorized places where you trust, the better. I mean, you can see there's a plethora of places and information right now about everything. It's very polarized. It's like, I'm not with them, so their stuff's wrong. Try to get around that, you know, try to go beyond that. Use your brains and say, if I look at everything, I'm better educated. I can make better decisions about what I need to do with my life. Where is it most dangerous to travel? Northwest and southeast. Northwest and southeast, more difficult to travel. And coronavirus is still around all over the place. Please use your precautions, social distancing, wear your mask, wash your hands. I'm a strong freedom of business advocate, but you know, it's okay to stand a few feet away from people. I'm not touching people at work, I'm not hugging people, and that's my nature. I'm a pretty hands-on reader. We've all got our masks on. It's a little bit more difficult to talk. I'm through a plastic screen. Certainly doing a lot of work on the phone and Zoom. Don't get me wrong. You know, the live readings are scant, but it's okay. We've got the system for it. Businesses are changing. The way we interact with each other is changing. Get on that train. Be innovative. Be progressive. Think about the globe in 50 years. Really visualize. What do you want? Do you want resident rifled anarchy pockets all over the place? Lots of disinformation? Reduced personal integrity and value? Lack of health? Lack of education? No, it's going to be economically difficult, probably for 10 more years. This is not a small blow. It's going to revamp our consumerism. I hope it revamps our consumerism. I'm just tired of this constant influx of product and trash and product and trash and product and trash. I mean, Jesus. Again, the people just can't visualize the big picture of the future. Try to expand your brain a little bit and think about what are the possibilities and what do you feel and believe that you would like to contribute to. So, rough month, June. Violence, protests, coronavirus, lack of money, lack of communication. I would probably mostly stay put, focus on restructuring your life and your business a bit, Stay open-minded, do a lot of research, stay kind. You don't have to do everything in June. Give it a little bit. Give it a little bit of time. You can see that this thing's, I feel, progressively getting a little better with coronavirus month by month. It's okay. So I'm going to end and quit talking online and go comb my hair. If you need help in your own life, please call Hex in New Orleans or Hex in Salem, or Omen in New Orleans or Omen in Salem, and book a reading with any of our qualified psychics and mediums. Don't forget, we're all qualified mediums, and we're channeling psychics, not just people who know what tarot card means. Okay, tarot card meanings are. So we're tested vigorously before we're even allowed to work in the shop. You can trust us. Please, if you know that you need some personal help, book a 15-minute reading and just say to your reader, I need to see the next 3 months of my life. Will you show me what's going on? I'm thinking about my questions. And if you guys need any help next time, send me a message on Facebook, Ellie Barnes Psychic, and ask me for what's going on in your area, and I'll be happy to look at that and post it live. I love everyone, almost. There's a few people I don't love. And I love the planet Earth a lot, and I love the universe a lot, and we're part of it. So if we could just pull it together a little bit more, it'd be better for the universe. Thank you. Blessings, and I'll see you soon. Bye. I don't know how to end it. Finish. Finish.